class. Today we are going to start with the DNA replication. Firstly, we see the basics of DNA replication. The structure of a DNA consists of phosphate group which is attached to the sugar plus the nitrogenous base, which is then the nucleotide chain is prepared, which consists of 5 carbon sugar and phosphate group. Okay. Now it is a structure of double stranded DNA. The sugar phosphate backbone is there. These are the nitrogenous bases get attached to the sugar and phosphate backbone. They are covalently linked together. Okay. Now what is the replication? Replication means to create identical copies of genes or DNA or nucleic acids. Okay. When a normal cell undergoes into cell division, it creates two daughter cells. Okay. In this, the nucleic acid or the genetic material or a DNA get copied and it will create the same copies of DNA which is present in the daughter cells. Okay. Now there are three different modes of replication. First one is conservative type of replication. In conservative type of replication, when two parental strands are getting synthesized, they serve as template strands and they create two newly formed DNA strands. Okay. In conservative type of replication, the two new strands and two old strands are get synthesized. Okay. Then the next one is semi conservative mode of replication. What is happened in the semi conservative mode of replication? When the two parental DNA strands were get synthesized, it create two copies of DNA which consist of one old strand and one new strand. Okay. Then the daughter cells consist of the parental strands also and newly formed strand also. Then third one is dispersive type of replication. What happened in dispersive type of replication? When the parental strands were get synthesized, it create the segments of a DNA of parental strand and sorry, parental strands and daughter strands. Okay. Now which type or which mode of replication is happened in the organisms, it will be carried out or it will be explained by the Michel and Stahls experiment. The E. coli culture is grown on the medium containing N15 isotope, which is a heavy nitrogen. Okay. They grow cells and that cells were shifted to the medium containing N40 isotope, which is a light nitrogen. Okay. They grow these cells for some generation. They grow for 14 generation. Okay. Then the cells were get harvested, which are grown on N14 medium. Okay. Then these cells were harvested and they perform the density gradient centrifugation. In density gradient centrifugation, the cesium fluoride tube is used. Okay. The cesium fluoride, it creates the gradient when the solution or when the cesium fluoride salt create gradient, when the solution is more dense, the sedimentation or the density will be low. Okay. The DNA is loaded to that tube. Then the DNA is get matched with the surrounding concentration or surrounding gradient, then we can determine the density of a any required molecule. In this case, we want to see the density of a DNA, so the density can be determined. Okay, when the DNA is stopped the sedimentation, it will create the stable band. Okay, this stable band then we match with the gradient, which can give us the value of density of required molecule. Okay, they performed the density gradient centrifugation. Then they found, or the results of that experiments are, when the cells were grown only on N15 medium, it shows the band which is more at a lower side, which means that the density of N15 containing medium of that cells were more. Okay, then they are shifted to the N14 medium, then it will create the band uh, which is upper side, which see at the N14 medium. Okay, then again the cells were harvested for some generation, and they found that the DNA bands were get intermediate at N14 medium and N15 containing medium. Okay, which gives the idea that the mode of replication is semi-conservative. Chloride density gradient centrifugation. The cesium chloride salt creates the gradient when the DNA molecule has the matched with the density of surrounding solution. It stops sedimentation and it forms the stable band. Okay, now that band can be matched with the molecules with the density of a required level. Okay, in this experiment the conclusion is, or the conclusion was, when the cells were harvested only from N15 containing medium, they create a band at lower side. Okay, when the density or more the dense solution, the density will be high. So when the cells were only grown on N15 medium, it shows the lower band. Okay, which means that the N15 DNA has high density. Okay, when it is shifted to the N14 medium, it creates an intermediate band between the N14 containing medium and N15 containing medium. Okay, the results is 50-50%. It gives the band between the N14 containing medium and N15 containing medium. In case of semi-conservative mode of replication, one will be the parental strand and one will be the daughter strand. Okay, by this experiment, which gives the 50% intermediate link between N14 and 50% of N15, which gives the idea that it can be happen only in the semi-conservative mode of replication, where the parental strands also present and the daughter strand also present, which consists of 50-50%, which means that the mode of replication is semi-conservative. The DNA replication, the double-stranded DNA molecule is getting separated, then some breaks are created, and this whole the process required some enzymes. Okay, for replication, these are the enzymes which are required. They are present in prokaryotes and in eukaryotes also, but the nomenclature of enzymes are different for prokaryotes and different for eukaryotes. Okay, then first one is the helicase enzyme. It helps to open the double-stranded DNA molecule. Then the next enzyme is ligase enzyme, which seals the gap between the DNA molecules. Due to some radiation or some breaks are happened during the replication, they are sealed by the ligase enzyme. Then the next enzyme is polymerase enzyme, which reads the old strand and help to create the identical new strands. Okay, then the last one is topoisomerase. It binds to double stranded DNA and cuts the phosphate backbone, okay, which create or which help DNA to be unwound, so the DNA become stress free for unwinding, or again rewinding is prevented. Okay, these enzymes are required for the replication process in prokaryotes and in eukaryotes. This enzyme helps to repair mechanisms also when the DNA is undergoes some mutation or some UV radiation were get exposed on DNA, or it can be determined or it can be repaired by these enzymes. Some terms are important to know. The first one is replication fork. When the replication is going on, the structure is formed within a nucleus. Okay. Then second one is origin of replication. It is a site where the replication is start. Means it is the start point of replication, which is called as origin of replication. Then the next one is template. Template is a DNA strand which is to be synthesized. Then the next one is primer. Primer is a sequence which is required for the synthesis of newly formed DNA strands. Now in the DNA replication, what is happening? Firstly, the origin of replication, where the replication starts, and when it getting start, the DNA is unwind with the help of enzyme helicase. The double-stranded DNA molecule is getting opened up. Then it will create the replication fork. After initiation of replication, the elongation procedure is carried out. During the elongation, the nucleotide sequence are getting adding in the synthesis of DNA. Then in the termination, what is happening? The primer is get removed and the newly formed DNA strand synthesis is ready for the next molecule to be synthesized.